student athletes or our coach. Right on here on the front row. And again, your name and your affiliation, please.
Tommy Birch from the Des Moines Register. Emily, late in the game, it seemed like you came up with some pretty big baskets there at the end. How much could you sense the urgency of needing something there at the end?
Yeah, towards the end of the game, third quarter, our offense got a little stagnant. So Coach Fenn did a good job of calling up the right plays. That got us moving and got open looks for us.
Bill, Randy Peterson. Tommy's my boss.
Deb's my boss.
Okay. After the game, you guys turned around and you pointed to the crowd and you clapped the crowd and everything. The contract's up for Kansas City in 2 years. What would you say to whoever's in charge of renewing a contract for Kansas City?
If it's not renewed, then we need to have a conversation. This place is special. The city's special. The people who work the tournament are special. The environment is phenomenal. And if you didn't walk out of here thinking that was a great environment for a conference tournament for women's basketball, then that's on you. It was amazing. Our fans are – Hilton South is not a catchphrase. It's real. And they were supportive today, and they got us through it. I mean, we were running on fumes a little bit, but we're spoiled by that, Randy, as you know. But it's a great environment, and it's something our kids will remember for a long time.
Emily, what are your thoughts on that, having a combined women's and men's tournament together at the same time?
Yeah, I think it just makes the atmosphere that much better. When fans don't have to pick and choose what team they watch when they're able to watch both teams, that just draws more support to both the guys' side and the girls' side. So that's something that we don't want to get rid of, and hopefully we'll continue to have that moving forward.
How about you, Ash?
Yeah, it's great when we can get all of our fans down here, and especially the turnout that we got tonight. It was a lot of fun, and when they don't have to, like Emily said, pick and choose who they get to go watch, it makes it a lot more fun for them and a lot more fun for us.
Question on the front row.
For Emily and Ashley, that second quarter, you guys seemed like you'd really kind of took control of the game. How did you feel like the flow of the game was going at that point and where things were kind of trending?
Yeah, I think things were going really well for us then. We started to get some stops on defense, and it kind of led to some of our offense. So it was going really well, and we had to keep it going that way.
Yeah, obviously shots were going in at that time, so it makes it look a lot prettier. So I think that was a big thing for us. But that our defense was a big contributing factor to that. So just being able to get stops and rebounds, it leads to our offense.
Question, if you had your hand up, I haven't seen it. We got a question on the front. Well, yeah, there, and then we'll go to the front row.
For Emily and Ashley, obviously West Virginia plays stern defense, physical. Was it a whole other level from them from the early in the third quarter on?
Yeah, they're a pretty physical team, pretty good team. So you just have to continue to fight through and battle. And I think we did a really good job of hanging in there and getting some stops on defense towards the end, and then helping our offense out.
Actually, what about you?
Yeah, I thought it was, especially second half, it got more physical. So that's something that we did a good job of adjusting to the best as we could. But I personally needed to be stronger with the ball, take care of it better, too many turnovers. But I thought as a team we came together and handled it well. And it's March, so we're going to have physical basketball moving forward. So that's something we got to get used to.
Question on the front.
Coach Luke Wiggs, U92 Radio, West Virginia. You said a couple of days ago in Morgantown that this was a Mountaineer team that was maybe capable of winning the Big 12 tournament. Can you talk about the competitive game you got from them, specifically that big run they had in the third quarter?
That's West Virginia basketball. That's Mike Carey basketball. There's no quitting that crew. They're talented. They're physical. They defend. They made some tough shots. I just, when I said that, I wasn't just saying it. I really felt that they were one of those teams, and we told our kids that we might have gotten as tough a draw in the quarterfinals as anyone, and really proud of how we competed. And like I said, that's what West Virginia's not going to go away. We had a chance to knock them out, and we couldn't, and that's a credit to them. It's a credit to their staff, the way they run their program. But very, very pleased in the way we could hang on at the end.
Go ahead on front.
Bill, kind of like what I had asked Emily, it seemed like over that last 3.5 minute stretch, she came up with some pretty big baskets. How would you describe that last stretch for Emily specifically?
You know, I've said there isn't a point guard in the country that we'd rather have than Emily Ryan. There's not a point guard in the country that her teammates would rather have than Emily Ryan. The kid is a winner, and she takes you know, all she wants to talk about is she had 5 turnovers. Well, I'll tell you what, if you have the defense that she sees every single night, you're gonna have your share of turnovers too. She's amazing. She leads the way basketball players should lead. She takes ownership in it, and at the end of the game, there's a reason she's got the ball, and she made the right plays at the right time for her team. And that's all she cares about is her team, and that's a refreshing thing these days.
This is for Emily and Ashley. In the first half, shooting over 50% from 3. In the second half, it kind of flipped. Was there anything that West Virginia was doing that made shots difficult? And then it's kind of a live and die by the 3. How do you make sure that the offense kind of doesn't revolve around that and kind of get more points in the paint?
Yeah, their defense kind of picked up. They played a little more physical. They went on their run. We just had to hang in there, knock down a few threes, and kind of get it going again.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot easier for us to get open looks in the first half, I thought. They must have had something good to say at halftime because they came out with a completely different physicality, I thought. So just continuing to work and grind it out and finding the shots we could hit and finishing it down the stretch.
We got time for 2 more questions, so you're the first, and whatever the second one is.
Connor Ferguson from Cyclone Fanatic. Coach, how big, when your team's not scoring, a couple of scoreless droughts in the third quarter and leading late into that game, how big was Lexi Donarski on the defensive end today down the stretch?
No, Lex is the conference defensive player of the year for a reason. And I thought our whole team defended really well. When you're not, you know, everyone talks about two-way players. I always thought you're supposed to be a two-way player if you're a basketball player. I don't know why that's become such a novel thing. But when you're not scoring, and our kids embrace that, they know. And they never let West Virginia get into that danger zone of one possession game, 4-point game, because we got some stops. I mean, we missed some shots that we haven't missed all year. Layups, threes. But if they're not scoring and you're ahead, that's a good thing. And I thought overall our defense was really good.
Okay, final question on the aisle. Nobody got a question? Okay, we'll put you on the back row then.
Andrew Harrington, Iowa State Daily. Bill, Emily, Lexi, and Ashley all played 40 minutes today, and you've been working them a lot of minutes every game. Is this the type of moment that you want them to play 40 minutes in?
Yes. They can sleep in a couple weeks. They're not coming out of the game. We're not on the load management here. It's not happening. If they don't ask to come out of the game, they're not coming out of the game. So we have three outstanding players, and we're trying to win the game. And they're going yeah. So the answer is they're going to be in the game. 40 minutes tomorrow too, hopefully.
Well, then we're going to let you guys go so you can get some rest before you start